Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through all my top books. These range from like 2022 till like now. We have quite a few to go through. I am also a very easy person to entertain when it comes to books as well. So like, most of them are romance because I am a romance reader. That's what I usually read. My sister just came into my room.
Hey girl.
Hey girl. Very easy person to entertain when it comes to books. So like, everyone's gonna have their own opinions on the books that I have chosen, but I don't want to really ramble too much because I feel like this is going to be a longish video as it is already, because we have got a lot to go through. So we are going to just start going through them, and I'm going to tell you a little bit why these are my favorite books. Some of them are going to be gut-wrenching books as well. Like some of these I generally sobbed at for like 2 days straight because I was like, whoa, I did not expect that. Like sometimes I don't understand how a piece of like writing on a book can literally like bring me to tears. That's how you know it's an amazing book, because you feel in all the emotions that you're supposed to feel when you're reading them. So let's get into it. The first book we have is a book that I actually very recently just read, and it's Soul Searcher by Lila Sage. This book was just like perfection. I really loved like how she wrote it. And she also has like cowboy vibe books already out there, which I have read, but I feel like this one really just did it for me because there were so many different ways that she interpreted the use of mental illnesses like anxiety and depression. This woman can see ghosts and she can communicate with the afterlife. Going through so much, she could not see ghosts anymore, so that's kind of like Lila Sage saying to her readers that she is dealing with something bigger than not being able to just see ghosts, right? Which I really loved that. I was like, whoa, that was literally like perfect. And I feel like the main character as well is so different from what you usually read. He's very like nerdy, he's very shy and quiet, and you know, he hasn't got a lot of money either, like paycheck to paycheck, and he is struggling financially, right? Which I really like, because I feel like nowadays, especially in book talk and you know all of that, you don't really see a man that is struggling, right? You could kind of just see him as like a billionaire or like a CEO, and he owns this amazing company and he never struggles and he's grumpy. But this man right here is so different, which I loved. I love the difference in this book than any other book that you could read. Obviously like the romance section of it is very like the same as a usual romance because it is just a romance, but the two characters are very much different to like usual characters in other books. And I feel like the fact that she can see ghosts as well was amazing, because it added that little bit of like horror into it. Like you're kind of like waiting for what's going to happen next, right? I loved it. So that's the first book. Next books we have, I feel like I want to include them both in the same little segment because they are from the same series, and that is Binding 13 and Keeping 13 by Chloe Welsh. I hope I said that name right. I generally love these books so much. I have heard mixed reviews on it, but I'm here to tell you that I am the generally biggest fan of the Boys and Tobin series. I haven't actually read them all, but I'm the biggest fan of just like everything about these books. It was so gut-wrenching, it was so sad, it made you angry, it made you happy at sometimes, it makes you excited. I feel like it really just brings out all your emotions that you're supposed to feel when you're reading, especially for like a romance books as well. Like these two books, especially these two books in the series, really brought out every single emotion for me. Like on one page I'd be angry and the next page I'll be excited. Like it's just so amazing how Chloe Welsh has written it for you to feel every single emotion within these books. Towards the end of the first book, I was literally sobbing my whole heart out. I was like, whoa. Just like, no, I can't do this. There is some trigger warnings for this book, so if you are going to read them, I really wish you just read the content warnings, because they are very heavy in some of these topics and they could be triggering for some people. Yeah, I love these books. I feel like they hold a special place in my heart, and they are very hard to read, but also I feel like they're very rewarding to read. I feel like it's a very personal book, right? Very personal, and it felt like I was reading a diary in some places. Actually a fairly easy read to like actually read as well. I feel like the words on the paper were so easy, even though it's like an Irish book, I believe. Also guys, I do have a cold right now, so like it's actually very hard for me to talk. I have some orange juice in this little warble right now, and it's actually like reviving my throat. Like it is amazing. book I read, I actually read in my last reading vlog, and that is Meet Me at the Lake. And if you don't know, if you haven't watched that vlog, I actually DNF'd this about a year ago. And I really read it for my vlog. I read it for my vlog, and I generally loved it so much. I don't know what was up with me that year ago. I was just like, I could not read this, but this is generally such a good book. Like, the vibes in it was just everything. The vibes were everything to me. It is a fairly short book as well, so like if you are looking for a shorter romance book, this one is literally perfect for you. But the vibes, the summer vibes, were just like giving everything that I needed. Yeah, I just loved it. It was so cozy at the same time as well, and like it was down to like how she even describes what the characters were wearing. Like, it was so peculiar. I was just like, I love this. It gave very much like free spirit vibes, you know, like she was very much like a free spirit. She very much was like, I do things on my own accord, but also she was also struggling so much. And I just love the way that the author described her struggles. And like, I think she struggles with depression, anxiety, and for someone who also struggles with that, I feel like I could really relate to the character. And I just love it. I really love it when I can relate to a character, because I feel like I am that character, right? I feel like I am inside the book and I am inside a movie right now. And the whole time I was reading this, it really just like got me so excited for summer, which I think is such a good like thing in a book, when you get excited for a season. Right now it's actually wintry and it's cold and it's rainy in the UK, so like I really needed this summer vibe to like pick me up a little bit, because I struggle with winter depression. So this was like the perfect read for me to just like uplift my mood, which I feel like you need in a book sometimes. Just like something that has good vibes, something to like uplift your mood, something to make you feel feelings of not sadness. This book really just does it for you. It really just like makes you happy, but also in some areas there can be a few grey areas where it's like, well, that is deep, right? So yeah, I really liked this. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars. I would rate it 5 stars, but I gotta remember that I did also DNF it that year ago. But yeah, I loved it. I hope you guys read this because it's amazing. And again, if you have read it, let me know what you think in the comments down below on this book. Next book, I generally have nothing bad to say on it. I generally thought this was the best book I've ever read, and that is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I am an Emily Henry lover to like the day that I die. She is perfect. The way she writes is perfect, and I love it because she has some elements of smut in it, but it's not detailed in the way that a romance book would detail it. It was just like, I can't even find the words to describe how much love I have for this book, because it really is just an amazing book, and it's so realistic in the way that the romance is written. She writes the characters to be like real life characters, right? Like you could just see this person walking in the street one day. Like, I feel like it's rare for an author to be able to do that to you, where you actually think the character is actually like a real life person, because that's how realistic this book is. Like, the romance in this book could literally happen to anyone, literally anyone. It was just amazing. My cat has come to join us. Mom's in. You smell so good, boy. But yeah, this was like the perfect book. I haven't got much to say on it, but if that review doesn't say enough about how good this book is, then I don't know what will. What we have is the Housemaid series, and let me know, guys, if you actually went and watched the movie to this as well, and what did you think about it? I actually really liked it. I feel like it was like perfect. Definitely still not as good as the books, because I feel like you can't beat books, because it's very much like up to your imagination. But I still like the movie. I feel like I would still recommend it and things like that, but the books are like, oh, these are actually my first ever thrillers that I ever read, and maybe that's why I feel like so highly over them. This one is my favorite one, The Housemaid. It was just so perfect. It was so perfect. I did not see the plot coming at all. I was kind of like, whoa. Because obviously we were rooting for someone else to be bad, but then someone else was even worse. So I was kind of like, okay, that's that then. Love that so much. And obviously we have The Housemaid Secret, and again, this was not like my favorite one out of the 3, but it was still very, very good. I feel like it still had that element of the housemaid in it, which I really liked, because it was very much different to the housemaid, but it was still like on the same lines of what happened in the first book, which I think is actually really fun. I see we had the Housemaid's Secret, which I actually really liked. I heard that people aren't liking this, guys, but I loved it. I feel like it really completed the series, and I loved the ending to it and how you saw everyone come together. It was just like amazing. I loved it. I love everything about the series, so definitely read these. I rated this like a 5, and I rated this a 4, and then the last one a 4.5. so yeah, I loved it. Please read them. Next we have is again a series, but I do not have all the books to them, but these 2 books in the series are generally excited every single time I talk about these, is the Hawthorne Legacy and the Inheritance Games. This author did well on these books. Oh my gosh, I think these are my favorite books out of the entire pile that I have, and they're so different from what I usually read. These obviously, I think they're more mind games / romance, but I need to calm myself down. But these are generally so good. Like, I've literally read them and I went upstairs straight to my mum and I was like, right, you need to read these, please. They're generally so good, and I need the 3 other books immediately. These, both 5 stars. These are both 5 stars for me, and I'll push it a little bit, maybe even 6 out of 5 stars. Turning back to my romance books, and we have Heartless by Elsie Silver. This was actually like the first book that I read by Elsie Silver, because I actually accidentally read the series in the wrong order, which I was very annoyed about in the time, but I'm kind of just like, it doesn't really matter. I feel like if they're like individual books but in a series, I feel like it doesn't really matter what order you read them in. But I love this with a passion. It was a very like, it's a very original romance books, right? It's a very much the same as every single romance book that you could possibly read. He's grumpy, he's a cowboy, he's everything. Like, sometimes I just sit there and have to take a deep breath. The woman, the main woman, she is perfect. Like, she knows herself. She is bossy. She struts around in her little cowboy hat, her little short shorts, her little cowboy shoes, and she's like, yeah, I am the boss. I am the boss of all of you. I love her. I love this book so much. This was actually a 5 out of 5 star read for me. Get on it, because it is perfect. Next, we have a few books by Anna Huang. We have King of Envy. I have 2 copies of this because I have not got Self-Control. We have this sprayed edge one, which matches the rest of the series. And then we have this exclusive one, which actually I believe has like a little picture of the 2 main characters. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh. How beautiful. I generally can't put into words how much this book is like. Anna Huang did well. She did well on this book. They do to me, but they do something, and I don't understand what it is, because they are literally the same as every single romance books you can read out there. I'm sorry, babe, but they are. But there's just something about them that really just like gets me. Especially King of Envy. I think it's because Vuk, the main character, he is non-verbal, and the first time that he ever speaks to someone, it's to the main character. See? Romances can be good, guys, and they're all not all just smut. Okay? This was great. This was amazing. And then, last but not least, we have another book by Anna Huang, and that is The Defender. This actually came to me on my birthday after waiting, I think it was like a year maybe, because I ordered like a signed copy of it, which I'm like, I literally have a signed copy of Anna Huang handwriting. I'll show you this. Hello, what is that? That is Anna Huang's handwriting right there. And again, this actually also by Anna Huang, and I believe this actually has some coloured yeah, this one's also coloured, but I don't actually really like the artwork on that. The artwork on this one is so much better. Same as the book, actually. I didn't really like the striker, but we're not talking about that right now. The Defender, I feel like it was like the perfect read. It's like a football romance, which I love. I love a football romance. I love like a sports romance, like an F1 romance, or like a basketball romance or a football romance. Perfect. Give me any single sports romance and I will read them and I will eat them up every single time. But I feel like the Defender just had something different about it. Like, this man was ready to give up all his dreams for this woman. That really did it for me. I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars because there was just some elements of it again that was just missing for me. But we're not here to talk about the bird or the book. We're here to talk about my top books, right? And the reason why this is included in my top books is because there was some backstory to this, okay? There was some backstory. And when you found out the backstory and the plot of it, I was like, whoa. There was a natural plot to it, guys. Like, it wasn't just like, yeah, she ran away, she came back 2 days later and was like, I love you. There was a plot twist to it, and that's what made this book so good, is the plot of it. Okay? I don't want to see any haters of Ana Huang on my page. That concludes the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please subscribe because Lord knows I need them. So I'll see you in the next one. I'm not sure what I'm going to post next. Maybe another reading vlog, but maybe you guys should put in the comments what you would like to see because I feel like that's very important. I want to be able to connect with my viewers and like people that are watching my videos so I understand what you guys like, what you want to watch, right? So I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Ew.